还能就这样子扫过去，然后哇。
Hello, folks. Scott here again. I just got back from a hike up Mont Royal, up the staircase there to the lookout. Yeah, it's a great way to get exercise. Take advantage of it as much as possible when the weather is decent. Because yeah, it's not something you can really do in winter. So yeah, things have been going good. Just wanted to give an update, and I have just got some masters back from my producer Steve Evans for my album, and I've been listening to those, and they're sounding really good. One thing about mastering, and for people, maybe musicians out there who aren't super experienced with mastering, is that when you have been listening to your mixes for a while, the unmastered mixes, and you get used to how those sound, once they're mastered, upon first listen, they can be pretty jarring. Like you're going to hear a lot more high end. Everything's going to sound a little bit more washy with the cymbals and like a snare drum and things like that. You're going, and you might be like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't sound how I want it to sound. But your brain can play tricks on you because you're so used to and attached to how the unmastered version sound, the original mixes, because mixing can be quite a painstaking process. And sorry, motorcycle there. Mixing can be quite a painstaking process, and you get so attached to how they sound in that form, with the unmastered form, that when they're mastered, it can be very, very jarring. And it's important to really sit with the masters for a little bit and listen to them on different devices. Like when I first got them back today, I was listening to them. I transferred them to my Apple Music, and it could be my Apple Music, but I was like, oh no, there's way too much high end. The cymbals sound washy. The snare is just dominating. And I've had this experience before too, with other master recordings. And I think it's important to just put things in perspective and be like, you're so used to the unmastered versions that, you are going to experience things like that upon first listen. But I went for a walk. I transferred the masters to my iPhone, just listening them straight off of like my file folder, not iTunes or Apple Music, and just the straight wave masters, and while hiking up the mountain. And honestly, they sound phenomenal. I'm listening to them on my flat frequency response Shure in-ears, which I typically use for live. These changed my life for live performance when I started playing with this cover band Edinger. And it's like, oh my God, all of a sudden I can hear my tone. I can hear my bass tone because it's not being drowned out by the bass drum or loud guitars or other things on stage. So these are great for listening to mixes and masters. So yeah, they sound great on these. I'm going to be listening to them on other. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to listen to it straight from my iPhone speakers too, because so many people these days just listen to recordings straight off their iPhone or these tiny little Bluetooth speakers. So it's got to sound good on everything, and I think that's really important. And if you got a car, it's great to listen to in a car stereo as well. Yeah, so just wanted to come on here and talk about that, and and give everybody an update for those who are interested. And yeah, everything's going good. I've started editing the video that we've filmed in at Steve's studio at the Fortress in Melksham, UK. And the video looks great too and sounds great. It's going to be the first couple of tunes off of the album. Live off the floor with Howie Gill on drums, Simon Webster on percussion, Justin Adams on guitar, and West African Ngoni, and John Baggett on keyboards. So it's looking and sounding great, and I've decided to take it upon myself to do the basic editing part of that in DaVinci Resolve, which is a learning curve, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun playing with those different camera angles, and then I'm going to send it to Jake, who is the videographer at the Fortress in the UK, and he's going to do the color grading and final editing on it. So really looking forward to that, and stay tuned. All right, take care, everyone. Bonne soirée. Au revoir. Bye-bye.